Most people think the AI boom is only about trillion-dollar companies. But right now, two tiny stocks, both trading for around 70 cents per share, are connected to parts of the AI ecosystem that almost no retail investors are paying attention to. One of them is quietly building a massive library of real medical imaging data, the kind of datasets AI systems need to train healthcare algorithms. The other is developing energy storage systems, the kind of hardware that becomes critical as computing infrastructure and distributed technology networks expand. And here's the strange part. While major AI companies are worth hundreds of billions of dollars, these two companies together are valued at a fraction of what some AI firms spend on hardware in a single quarter. So the question becomes, are these simply overlooked penny stocks? Or are they early players sitting quietly on the edges of the AI infrastructure ecosystem? Today we're looking at two AI-related penny stocks trading under $1, starting with the one connected to the growing demand for healthcare data. Let's start with the first stock. One of the biggest bottlenecks in artificial intelligence development isn't always computing power or software talent. Often, the real constraint is data. AI systems need enormous volumes of real-world information to train their models effectively, especially in complex industries like healthcare. Hospitals, imaging centers, and clinical research facilities generate huge amounts of medical data every day, but much of that information remains fragmented across systems and difficult for researchers and developers to access. Now imagine a platform built specifically to organize and distribute medical imaging data so it can be used for research, analytics, and eventually AI model development. Instead of a single hospital storing isolated files, this type of system aggregates imaging data from multiple healthcare organizations and structures it into usable datasets. Those datasets can then be accessed by life science companies, researchers, and technology developers who need large volumes of clinical information. Medical imaging data is particularly valuable. CT scans, MRIs, and other diagnostic images contain layers of information that AI systems can learn from. Training algorithms to detect diseases earlier or assist doctors with diagnostics requires massive libraries of this kind of data. That means companies capable of organizing and managing these datasets could play an important role in the future of AI-driven healthcare. And this raises an interesting question. If healthcare AI becomes one of the fastest-growing segments of artificial intelligence, who actually controls the data pipelines feeding those systems? In the healthcare technology ecosystem, large cloud providers host infrastructure while hospital software vendors manage patient records. But platforms designed specifically to organize medical imaging data occupy a unique position because imaging remains one of the richest yet most fragmented sources of healthcare data. Pharmaceutical companies and medical technology developers are increasingly interested in real-world clinical datasets. AI companies working on diagnostic systems also require diverse imaging libraries. If a platform can securely aggregate and anonymize this data, it could become an important bridge between hospitals and the growing AI research ecosystem. Platforms operating in this space typically work with hospital networks, imaging centers, and research organizations. Instead of selling physical products, they generate revenue through data access, analytics services, or dataset licensing for research and development. So what is the company behind this platform? The first stock is OneMedNet Corporation, trading under the ticker ONMD, with a current stock price around $0.72 per share. OneMedNet focuses on building a network that connects healthcare institutions with researchers and life science companies through structured medical imaging data. The platform aggregates clinical imaging from multiple providers, anonymizes sensitive information, and makes datasets accessible for research and analytics. Yet despite operating in a sector tied to healthcare data and AI development, the stock still trades below $1 per share. Part of the reason is scale. Platforms like this often require time to build large networks of participating institutions. But if demand for AI training datasets continues growing, structured medical imaging data could become increasingly valuable. Now let's shift to the second stock, because this one sits in a very different part of the technology ecosystem. When people talk about AI infrastructure, they usually focus on chips, GPUs, and massive data centers. But behind all of that computing power sits another requirement that often gets overlooked: energy. AI systems consume enormous amounts of electricity, and modern data infrastructure depends heavily on reliable power systems and energy storage. That's where advanced battery technology enters the picture. Modern lithium battery systems are used across a wide range of environments, from industrial equipment and off-grid installations to backup power systems and mobile energy platforms. As technology infrastructure expands into more distributed environments, such as edge computing sites and remote installations, the need for reliable energy storage becomes increasingly important. In situations where power grids are unstable or unavailable, battery systems provide the buffer that allows equipment to operate consistently. In sectors like remote monitoring, industrial automation, and mobile technology platforms, reliable battery technology can be critical for continuous operation. Some companies focus on electric vehicle batteries, while others specialize in energy storage platforms designed for mobile and industrial environments. One niche within this industry involves modular lithium battery systems used in recreational vehicles, marine equipment, and off-grid applications where portable power is essential. And that brings us to the second stock in today's video. The company is Expion360 Inc., trading under the ticker XPON, with a current stock price around $0.71 per share. Expion360 develops lithium iron phosphate battery systems designed for energy storage and mobile power applications. These batteries are known for their stability, longer life cycles, and safety compared with some other lithium battery technologies. The company focuses on energy systems used in mobile and off-grid environments where reliable power storage is important. While the company is currently associated with energy storage markets, the broader demand for distributed power solutions continues to grow as technology systems expand into new environments. When we step back and compare these two companies, they represent very different parts of the broader technology ecosystem. The first company focuses on healthcare data infrastructure, organizing medical imaging information that could help train artificial intelligence systems. The second focuses on energy storage technology that helps power modern equipment and distributed technology systems. Both stocks trade at roughly the same price level today, hovering around 70 cents per share, yet their roles in the technology ecosystem are very different. Of course, penny stocks always carry significant uncertainty. Smaller companies often face funding challenges and long development timelines. But they can also occupy niches within emerging industries before those niches become widely recognized. So the question becomes this: as artificial intelligence continues expanding across industries, could smaller companies positioned around these ecosystems eventually benefit from that growth? Only time will tell, but watching how these companies develop and expand their technology platforms may offer insight into some of the quieter layers of the AI economy.